What's up, everyone? It is 6 o'clock, not 6:03. We got started on time today. I don't know how it happened.
We did it.
Welcome to the Clone Zone. I'm Alex,
I'm Molly.
and we are going to be talking about the fourth episode of season 3 of The Bad Batch, titled A Different Approach. Is it even physically possible? I'm sorry, Julian. Yeah, we broke tradition. We're here early.
It is tradition on the Lego streams to be 3 minutes late. These we try to be.
I'm surprised at the blowback we're getting right now of being on time. I'm sure someone's going to be 2 minutes late, or I guess on time normally, and be upset that they missed the first 3 minutes. But yet Cameron Stewart has it right. This is a different approach to starting.
Aha.
Yes, exactly. Exactly what we were going for. Thank you, Cameron. Well, we are, as usual, not alone today. Joining us to talk about this episode is Silver, also known as Star Wars Thrifting on Twitter.
Welcome.
Hi, y'all.
How are you?
I am melting in this seat right now. I am completely honored beside myself that I'm even on here. I've been a big fan of y'all. It's a huge deal in this household that I'm even hanging out with you both. It's insane. I'm great. I'm having the best time.
Well, we're also fans. Molly broke out our Phantom Menace cups that she got at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim, right? And Molly, you weren't on when she showed. She's got Captain
yay!
and is actively drinking out of it like we were going to.
I am.
I was going to, but like I haven't washed these since I got them because I was like, should I actually use these? So, but I do want to wash them and take them to the theater if they'll let us when we go see Phantom Menace again.
No, you should. They're 25 years old. So, of course, there's going to be something in there, right? But yeah, I am actively drinking water, trying to be calm. But Captain Tarple's my dude, trying to make sure we're okay here, level-headed.
Well, yeah, we wanted to celebrate you being here as well. Just loving seeing all of your thrifting adventures on Twitter. And so I wanted to ask just a thrifting related question before we dive into the episode. We can put a Bad Batch spin on it if you want, but is there something, if you were a thrifter in Star Wars itself, is there an item that what would be like your white whale within Star Wars?
My white whale in Star Wars. Wow, that is the most insane question I've ever been asked. That is crazy. Honestly, I think my white whale would probably be geez, that's insane. That is so crazy to think about.
Or even just like something that would be rare in the Star Wars universe that if you saw it at a thrift shop or a thrift market, you would be like, I'm getting that. I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I think any pit droid. I think I'm obsessed with pit droids. I would love to just see if I see just like a random pit droid just hanging out in the back, even if he's broken, beat up. I definitely will pick that up for sure. But honestly, I think for me, the biggest white whale in the Star Wars universe would probably be Padme's little snippet that Anakin made her.
Oh yeah,
I think it's really fun. One of my favorite things to go like at flea markets just to see just jewelry and things like that. I just would be like, yo, I'm gonna get that. It looks kind of weird. For some reason, she thinks it's romantic. I would think it's cool. So that would be my white whale for sure.
Pick it up and be like, this looks like a Jaipur snippet carved by a 9-year-old. I want this.
Yes.
I want this.
Yes. I would feel so special and just pick that up. Just be like, I need this. I need to wear it. And if I would pass away, I would like to hold it.
Yeah, you only get it at a pawn shop. You wouldn't go grave robbing.
Absolutely not. No, I would never do that.
Even if they made knockoffs of those, like someone saw it at the funeral and was like, I could probably make those and sell them in Star Wars.
100%. Yeah, that would be my white whale.
Start putting their 9-year-olds to work.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what I would look for, and I was thinking like anything Kaminoan, I feel like would be a fun find because they're mostly gone.
That's
Uh,
unfortunately, there's no shortage of like anything Alderanian, Kaminoan, anything from a planet that's just gone forever
That
would be huge.
we're fine for sure.
yeah. Like if we could find Omega's little headpiece,
I would,
speaking of jewelry, that would be great.
yes, 100%.
Well, let's get into some actual Bad Batch talk. Before we get into this episode, since you've never been on the Clone Zone before, uh, how are you enjoying the series as a whole? I've been seeing that you're not only enjoying it yourself, actually, but you're getting family members into it at this point.
Yeah, it's so funny that you even said that. My sister messaged me and she said, "Oh my gosh, a new Bad Batch episode is out." And I'm like, "Girl, you have been." It's so funny because yeah, I've been enjoying it clearly. I'm just a huge fan of just Star Wars animation in general, but I've been loving the Bad Batch. But I was really fortunate enough to get invited to head to Lucasfilm for a fan screening, and they showed us the first 3 episodes. I'm here in the Bay Area, so San Francisco, not a huge travel day for me. So I took my sister with me, and it was really fun. We were heading out there, and I just had to like give her the rundown of like the first 2 seasons, which is like do that in 45 minutes in a car ride. Good luck, but honestly, it was really fun. It was a great experience for both of us. And just to see her reaction to the first 3 episodes of season 3, her not knowing any of the characters or the story. And I probably didn't do a good job even explaining it. But just seeing her very interested and just really being captivated by the characters and all that stuff. She happened to go home and watch the first 2 seasons and just blew it in like 4 days. And it's just really fun, honestly. Like I love, we're all fans here. We're all like, you get friends on the internet and you guys are just, sharing your love for this thing. But to have my little sister just really get into it, and just coming in as a newcomer, but just really just like loving the story and the characters. It was just a really fun thing for me, and just to kind of see her experience something for the first time is just really special. So yeah, she was totally just like and it's really cool because it's just like, just seeing someone who, again, just not really knowing the stories and just like into it like we all are, just having somebody just really just love it and just be really invested in it is just really cool. And even like at the screening, especially the episode when Omega and Crosshair break out, she was just like stressed out. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed," and it was just really cool. So I'm loving it, and I am enjoying every minute. I love being stressed. I like torture myself. I like being stressed out, and Star Wars. I love that when Star Wars does that to me. But I am just anxious and excited. So I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, this season so far is doing a great job at building tension. And like you said, even for someone who hasn't seen the first 2 seasons, you can pick up basically what's going on. You're still picking up on all that tension and getting stressed out for these characters. So yeah, this season so far has been great at that.
And who is your favorite member of the batch?
Oh man, I'm gonna say Wrecker. Wrecker, to me, Wrecker has always been a favorite. Wrecker is, if my dog was a genetically enhanced clone, it would be Wrecker. So I see so much of personality of my youngest dog in Wrecker, who, I don't know, he's just acts first, thinks later. And I love Wrecker's a favorite. But I gotta say that Omega or or Omega. Omega definitely been a standout for me in the last last few episodes, obviously, but later in the season. But Record's my guy.
Yeah. Omega's kind of the glue that holds everybody together right now, but I love Record too. He's just like a big dumb puppy.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's just how my dog is. Like, just like, all right, you just knocked over something else. So I'm just like, ugh.
I feel like, I mean, Wrecker and all of them have really leveled out from just straight up himbo that he was
Sure.
in season 7 of the Clone Wars. But I love that kind of all of them have leveled out, and we've seen him be a little more cautious the past couple episodes. But yeah, and of course, finally, we got to see the batch reunited in this episode, which was fantastic.
Oh,
I know.
How did you? Yeah, we can talk about this episode now. Now that I've started doing it and jumped straight to the end. What did you think about this episode specifically, Silver?
I love the episode. I woke up early in the morning, first thing, checked it out. I loved it. I love the fact that we got into Crosshair and Omega. Like, we completely just like picked up where we left off last episode. I don't think I would have been able to handle, as much as I love Hunter and Wrecker and what they're up to, I don't think I would have been able to handle just, it's like we're getting 3 episodes every week. We're just catching up. I don't think I would have been able to handle not knowing what was going on. So it was really cool to keep really just again picked up where we left off in episode 3. I enjoyed it, and I was really looking forward to the dynamic of what Omega and Crosshair, like their relationship would kind of like how that would pan out. We've seen Omega, we've seen her and her relationship with each other members of the batch. So I was just really excited to kind of see how, just kind of get like those character moments between Omega and Crosshair. I thought that would be really, really exciting, but I loved it. Listen, Jumanji I'm a 90s kid. Jumanji is one of my favorite movies.
Yep.
As growing up, and I love a good Jumanji moment in Star Wars. So I was having a ball.
Molly, what did you think?
I liked it a lot. Just getting to see Crosshair but choosing to do pretty much whatever Omega said they should do. Like, he was kind of the grumpy dad the whole episode, but kind of learning along the way that maybe she's right. Maybe we shouldn't just go in guns blasting, right off the bat. Maybe we should try other things that don't involve violence. And he's just got so much to learn from her. And I love seeing the two of them have their own little separate adventures.
I really like that line where he says, "My talents are being wasted," where that's been his journey the full 2 seasons, and now he's got the hand trimmer, but I think that'll be his journey here of like, that's not your only thing. I know you think it is because that's how they engineered you or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're a great shot, but you're kind of losing that. And he's going to have to figure out how to be someone who isn't just a soldier. But I loved him just kind of having to sigh and go ahead with everything that Omega wanted to do. Like, okay, we're going to bring the dog. We're going to change our outfits.
Speaking of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon is here.
Yeah.
He'll stop barking it. I think they already left.
I'm telling you, my mailman has not showed up, so you guys are about to hear a symphony over here in my house.
Have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No.
Okay, then I'll keep my mouth shut. But it's also because the live action show just started, and I should be careful about spoilers, even though it's an old story. But it did remind me a lot of a certain character's arc, and just having to learn to go about things a different way. And I think we're going to kind of get that in future episodes too, of, okay, this was Crosshair working with Omega, and now he's back with his brothers, who didn't look that happy to see him. So
Oh,
how's that going to go for him in the future?
talk about awkward Thanksgiving dinners. Like that was just yeah, the way that the last scene ended was just like oof, the glares.
Yeah. I liked having the chance to. We just rewatched the episode not too long ago, and we were like paying attention to everything Omega was doing, and I was like, she's always kind of imitating things from other characters and other people that she meets, and so when she's talking to the lady trying to get a ticket, trying to bribe her, and she decides to, you know, gamble a little bit to get the money, I was like feeling like maybe she was pulling in a little bit of Sid, maybe a little bit of Fee, to like inspire her to find different ways to get off the planet, which I thought was really cool. I like being able to like pick out, okay, where did she pick this up from? Who did she pick this this behavior up from?
That's what, yeah,
which was fun.
Yeah, that's what's been really cool about, you know, Omega's journey. You know, when we first, you know, come across Omega, so young, never left Camino, just, you know, obviously in, you know, their situation, able to meet so many people, and just kind of just like, it's just really fun to just see like it's just such a good payoff to as us as viewers to kind of see like, wow, like everything that, you know, she's experienced, to kind of see like, you know, how she'll handle a situation. It's just been really, really fun. And obviously like with her, like even like, you know, manning the ship is just so fun because like, you know, obviously she's gone practice, but you know, along with her little hair grow, you can kind of just see like just how much like she just like used every experience to kind of just like, you know, just do her thing. It's just been really, really cool to see. You know, and those are just small little moments that we've gotten previous seasons to, and it just like really just pays off. So but man, just her owning Space Uno. I'm gonna call it Uno. I've never seen this game before in my life, but you know, handling Space Uno to bar, taking money, a lot of money, I guess.
Yeah,
a lot
she
of
made like
credits.
45,000 credits, I think.
And Alex, you can tell us and explain to us. I don't know the credits, but that seems like a lot of credits.
It
like,
does. I mean,
like,
yeah, classically, you just say it's like $1 for a credit. Like that's the exchange rate. That's what it is at Galaxy's Edge, for example.
yeah.
But that was so many credits. 45,000. I don't know how long she was sitting in there, but I feel like she just bankrupted that poor Trandoshan.
Like, with a smile on her face.
He will never financially recover from this.
100%. Like I wouldn't even know what to do with 45,000 credits.
Maybe the exchange rate on Lao, was it? This one planet is just crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe they just have too many credits. And
for sure.
But then anyone that lives there could just leave and go and live like kings. I don't know.
Yeah. Even the kid that was like 5,000. I was like, that's even a lot for just a kid just outside of the bar to be asking. It's like, what?
Yeah. He was hustling her. Like he knew as soon as I mean, I'm sure he was kind of peeking in and listening in on her just owning everyone in that bar at that game. So he knew that they had money.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like, okay, you've got a bag full, and I know you want your dog. But that game, I have no idea what it was. I don't think it was Sabak. Just something. And I wonder if she ever played it before, if she just sat down and was like, I got this, no problem.
I assume hanging out at Sid's place, she picked up on a lot of different games. So but who knows what that one was?
Sid probably taught her a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, Citrus was probably definitely like, hey, let me show you this Space Uno here. Yeah, never seen that game before in my life, but it looked really fun.
But I really did like everything you were talking about, where I was surprised that they rejoined Hunter and Wrecker so quickly. But I love because it was Omega who basically did everything. She, with Crosshair's help, broke out. She got them off of this planet. She got them back to reunite with Hunter and Wrecker just because of everything she's been learning. And I thought that was, like you said, just great payoff.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of things. Of course, like we love to speculate before the show happens, but I did not expect for them to break out of Mount Tantus as quick as they did. And we got that in the first arc, but to even be reunited with them at the end of the episode, I was just like, oh, okay. All right. Well, obviously, I don't know how to speculate responsibly and don't know what's going on. And obviously, like I'm just there. There's obviously a lot to go on, and we're already reunited, which is insane. So yeah, it's just crazy. I again did not expect for that to happen so soon. I just thought like, okay, they were just gonna have their adventure and we were just gonna get moments with just Crosshair and Omega. But now we're in a position where it's like, okay, obviously there's a lot of unsettled things that obviously, they need to, kind of, I don't know, it just seems like we're in for an insane ride if we're at this point. And that was not something that I was anticipating happening so soon.
Yeah, I loved that shot of when Crosshair gets off the ship and they go way wide with the shot, and you can see just like the physical gap between them, but it also like represents just the gap that it's going to take for Crosshair to like get close to them again. Like he's so far away. And I loved that shot and what it meant and how it made you feel like, okay, the happy family is together again. And then there's weird, cranky Uncle Crosshair back in the picture. Like, how is this going to affect the family dynamic? But
yeah,
I'm excited to see how Crosshair is going to interact with everybody being together again.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like I think one of my favorite moments from this episode, you all being animal, lovers and pet, we love our dogs, we love our cats, and we're pet parents, we're dog parents. But there's a specific scene that really just stuck out for me, and it was on the ship where Omega said, hey, I have I sent we're gonna meet up with Wrecker and Hunter, and Crosshair says like, it's been days, they may not even be out there. There's a cutaway with Batcher just being so like, I don't know, he has this like, he kind of like caves in and just kind of like, curls up. And as we know, us being, we love our dogs, they can kind of sense when we're either stressed out, when we're upset, when we're anxious. And there was just like this interesting cutaway when he said that. Batcher kind of just like he kind of caves in a little bit, which is really, really cool to, for me, what really stuck out was that he just really just senses Crosshair's, I don't know, just like, dilemma that he has. And I just really found that like, wow, like he just is probably not ready to face them yet. And I thought that was really a really cool detail.
Yeah, pets really pick up on stuff like that. Just they pick up on people's moods and kind of just the overall vibe and tone of whatever is going on.
Yeah.
So I noticed that too, and I thought that was interesting. I love Batcher so much.
I love Batcher too. And hey, listen, when I'm about to head to a Christmas dinner with family, I'm just like, ugh. And my dog can pick that up. So
yeah.
I really wish that for my drawing I thought of it too late, but I know they wanted to end the episode on a very tense, like, oh, it's Crosshair and he's back and what's gonna happen. But that right after the episode cut away, Batcher came bounding off of the ship and like knocked Crosshair off the ramp. And Hunter and Wrecker are like, oh, we have a dog now. So I really wanted to see how that went, how it went meeting Batcher with the rest of the crew.
Please show us. Please show us. Stop depriving us of like actual interaction and emotion. Give us a hug. Give us a Batcher lick. Like, give us something. Star Wars, please.
I'm just so nervous for Batcher now in every episode.
Oh my.
You can't introduce an adorable dog-like creature and then expect us not to worry ourselves sick about it every episode that we watch. Like, I'm just like, she's okay.
That's the
she's
last
okay.
thing. The last thing I expected from this season was that the Bad Batch would get a pet.
Yeah. We're all attached. And just like me, like I don't like going to movies that involve a dog. So I'm just like, what's gonna happen to this dog? What's gonna happen to this? Like that's how I am right now. So we're all stressed out. As want to add more stress, please involve a dog. Like that's all we really needed, really. So yeah, I am like that too. I am just like, please, Batcher. Before I was just like, I just want I just want everyone to be okay. But now I'm just like, Batcher, please. Batcher, make it through.
Yeah.
I think I just can't imagine that they would do that.
I like Maddie's can I pet that dog?
Pet that dog.
Yep.
100%. They already broke our hearts with tech. Like
yes.
Give us the dog. I think that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Man, the spam comments today are crazy. This fake Doomslayer person keeps popping up, so sorry about that. I keep trying to get them out of chat. Anyways. What else happened in this episode? What did you think of what was the guy's name, Alex, that you said was in Game of Thrones that did the voice for
Harry Lloyd.
Yeah. He was the like evil Imperial dude that stole Batcher.
He was the Daenerys's brother from Game of Thrones. That got the gold poured on him.
What a jerk.
I know. He is a jerk.
He's just good at playing villains, I guess. Well, should we show off our drawings? We can go for silver before Molly, since we can build up to it.
Yes, let's do that. All right. Well, I'm just going to show you. You guys can interpret it, my art as much as you all please. But this is
that's good.
Oh, cool.
With cool goggles. And I was watching the episode. I was like, wow, that stormtrooper has really cool goggles. But then he gets yeeted across the he gets, he just leaves. So that was really fun for me.
That was such a funny moment.
I just thought it looked like an awesome shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For
the way
sure.
The heat kind of like went around, and you drew exactly that.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, that's a cool looking stormtrooper. And then like for him just to get just like, oh wait, goodbye, like you're gone. Is really fun. And this is what I love Star Wars, when they just have really fun moments like that. The last episode when Omega kicks that mouse droid, it is something that I did not realize how much I think we've always wanted to happen. So when I get like caught off with like little fun moments like that, for me, it just really just kind of just balances like, the stress and like, obviously like the emotional moments that I feel. But to have a really laugh out loud moment like that just really made my day.
Yeah. The most beautifully animated yeet of the decade.
Yeah, just a good yeet. You just want a good yeet sometimes. And that stormtrooper with the cool goggles just yeeted, which is really fun.
Oh, I forgot to look this up, but Molly, you said that is the new, he makes a noise that's the new Wilhelm scream or something like that.
Yeah. I think David Collins tweeted about that.
That's awesome.
It's pure. It's great. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a build up with this awesome, beautiful animation, and then just
it leaves off frame. It's just really it's fun. And I was over here at 6 a.m, just like screaming like. Good.
The show is also really good at just offering up those moments of humor sometimes when you least expect it, but when you most need it. Because like this wasn't a super, super heavy episode, but there was a lot of tension building up throughout it. And once they are in the ship and they're taking off and you're like, whoo, that was close. It just
Yeah.
had a little extra bit of humor in that moment was perfect.
It's honestly the best. And this is why I love Star Wars just for those kind of moments. And they're just so funny and silly. And it kind of grounds you a little bit. The last episode when I was fortunate to watch it with a bunch of Star Wars fans in the theater. Again, like I mentioned, the Omega kicking that mouse droid, that punching that mouse droid is so funny. It had the biggest reaction in the theater because it's just like, that's fun. That's silly. We've all wanted to kick a mouse droid in our lives. So you didn't realize how much until it happened. You're just like, yes, that feels right. That feels good.
They seem so kickable.
And just the sound design of the wheels kind of skirting backwards. That's what really
was just too much for me. It just like took me out. I was so weak. I was like, this is fun.
Well, after they tried to bully R5D4, it's like,
yeah. That's true.
Well, for my drawing, before we get to Molly's masterpiece of the week, which, by the way, Silver, before we started, you were like, my drawing's nothing near what Molly can do, and then you showed it off, and it looks great.
Yeah.
But I went with what I assume was a Rathtar at the end, eating the Imperial Captain.
The thumbs ups.
Thumbs up. Stop.
I tried to draw Omega's little hat, and it kind of looks like a pharaoh's headdress now that I'm looking at it again. But
that's so good. Oh my gosh.
I kind of like that they didn't show us fully that was a Rathtar or what it was. It was just like giant box with giant tentacles coming out of it, and that shot of it just like pulling him in, and he shuts the door. Ugh, that was so satisfying.
The shutting of the door was satisfying. It's like, yeah, jerk. That's what you get. You close the door on your own fate. Yeah, that was really cool. That was like, we had no idea what it was. Could have been a Dianoga. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the animal scene was a lot of fun when I was going back and watching our reaction, and I'm like, yep, the second it showed someone pressing a button to lock all the cages, I was like, there's a button to unlock all of them. We're going to do a cabin in the woods thing here, and they're all getting out.
The one button that will unlock all the cages. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to be satisfying. Even though we know it's going to happen, still satisfying when it happens.
Mm-hmm. I thought this too, Andy. RRR vibes when all the animals get unleashed.
For sure.
Well, my drawing.
Molly. Well, Molly, what do you have for us this week?
I didn't expect my own drawing to make me emotional, but it did a little bit. After I got done drawing, I was like, but it was when Wrecker and Omega get back together, and they have a little hug, and Wrecker is like wiping tears away from his eyes. I was like,
a great ponytail.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with her new grown-up hair. It's so cute.
Same here.
It kind of reminds me of the guy from Treasure Planet. He's like a little pirate sailor ponytail.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Molly. Just that moment at the end where they all get reunited, and this plus hearing Hunter come in from behind, and then they hug, and I was just like, I don't think at the time I full out cried, but there was definitely like tears welling up in my eyes. I was like, it's a kid show. It's a kid show. It's just a kid show.
Yeah. You know what? With the Kiners music just popping off at that last scene was just way too emotional. Again, watching it at 6 a.m. with my cup of coffee, my husband walks out in the hallway. He's like, are you crying? I'm like, yes. So good. Just such a good scene. I mean, Wrecker, every time he has like these little moments, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, it's so good. It's so good. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite Wrecker moments actually from last season is when when Tech falls and Hunter says this no that is so like desperate and sad. I'm just like, ugh. But when Wrecker has these small little moments, it's just so emotional. But
yeah, when Crosshair in the last episode, when Crosshair was asking Omega if Tech taught her plan whatever number, And she says yes, and he goes, "Of course he did." That was such a cute, like, quick little, very emotional moment that I was not prepared for.
Yeah, so good.
It's
So good.
something, I mean, she'd been there for months, so I
Mhm.
assume, yeah, she had told Crosshair at some point what happened. Uh,
Yeah,
so yeah, it just felt like a nostalgic little moment for Crosshair too.
Yeah.
for sure.
So cute.
Dang it. I'm like, dang it. Try not to cry.
Yeah.
Well, where do you think things are going to head from here? Now that we're going so fast through everything that's happening in this season, and there's still a lot to wrap up,
I know.
but the team's back together already. So, where do you see things headed in your mind?
I have no idea. And I love when I'm in this position. I love when I can't even like imagine what's going to like where we're going to go from here. I think like for us again as fans just being like at a loss, like it's like I don't what's going to happen from here. Um I think I mean I think probably what their priority after they kind of have their little reconciliation is to kind of go back and free all the rest of the clones on Mount Tantus. Obviously that was Omega's like, priority when she said that, and Crosshair's like, absolutely not, we're not going back. So, maybe that's kind of like their mission. There's always one that's the final mission, right? Is to kind of go and probably just go and like free them. Obviously Mark Omega, right? It's
Yeah.
pretty much like Omega's obviously a priority for the Empire to be found. I don't know, maybe they find her, or they find her soon, and that's another mission for them to go in, with Crosshair involved to go after her. But I don't know. I have no idea, and I'm stressed. I love being
Yeah.
stressed, but I am anxious. But I mean, it's heartbreaking to see everything that was going on in Mount Tantus, and there's so many clones that no one deserves to be there. So, it would be um, for our batchers to go back and get them out. Obviously, would be a priority, and that's something that's obviously something they need to do. So, I mean, I see them probably just doing that for sure.
Yeah. What do you think of Emery? Because I like her, but she's done a lot of sketchy things, and I'm really
Mhm.
hoping that she makes that conscious decision to do the right thing and stop working with Hemlock and hopefully get to leave that place. But do you think that we'll be able to see her make that switch?
I hope so. For me, I would just like to be, that's just part of, yeah, we say that they're clones. They are obviously like they were programmed to follow orders, but I just think like, in the heart of it, I just feel like Emery would just, I hope that's my hope.
Mhm.
And I can see that happening just because what we've learned about, just these, a generation that's forgotten, like the clones. Like I just think like in as much as like they've been like programmed in their DNA, I just feel like the heart of it and who they are, um, they're gonna always do the right thing. Yeah, sketchy, like what the heck are you doing? But I got little hints of, Omega kind of just like really like making her like question everything. And even like with her giving her that, the doll at the end, I was just like, okay, maybe. I hope so. I hope so. That would be like for me, that would be a good story. Just to
Mhm.
kind of have like one of them just always just doing the right thing or trying to and not
Yeah.
following orders, I guess, per se.
Well, I saw this pop up right when you asked this question, Molly. So great timing. And thanks for the super chat from Jason Kenobi. Do you think Emery has an inhibitor chip? And could it be removed?
Ooh.
That's interesting.
I think it's possible because there is still something from like the very first episode of season 1 where
Mm-hmm.
they showed Crosshair getting his inhibitor chip like cranked up to 11. And I
Yeah.
don't, that may have just been for him, but I wonder if that's going to come back. Like if they've done that to all of the clone commandos, and if they've done that to Emery potentially.
I think it's possible that she could have a chip because we've seen in earlier episodes, we've seen some of the clones that do have their chips on. We've seen them waver a little bit in their decision making, and we've seen that with Emery. You know, she's very regimented. She's like, no, we have to do this, this, this. This is our job. But you know, we saw her help Crosshair in season 2. We saw her give the toy back to Omega. So she's got a heart. She has the ability to make the right choice. But yeah, it would be interesting to find out if she did have a chip.
That's in my mind, it's some level of Stockholm syndrome. Like I think that she was more like Omega when she was younger. I imagine they're the same age, but you know, she probably has the enhanced aging. And I think she may have tried to escape or get away from Hemlock and just thought, nope, it's not possible. I might as well keep my head down. Because like she tries to convince them just go back to your cell and everything will be fine. Like I don't think she wants them to be hurt or anything, but she just doesn't know. She doesn't believe that she can get away.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Maybe we'll see.
I also saw from Kevin, specifically wants to know from Silver, do you think they're going to put M-count blood inside Omega and make her force sensitive? That's a question a lot of people have been asking.
Yeah, isn't that like the question? That is always, there's always a question that just kind of like rattles everybody, right? Yeah, I don't know. I always go back and forth with that, right? I'm just like, okay, I kind of like Omega being special in her own way. Like, do we really need? Listen, I'm a Phantom Menace person. I love it. I love I love a M count. I love a midichlorian count. I love it. I love that word being thrown around, you know, in today's Star Wars. That's great.
They should say that word in Bad Batch.
Say it, please.
I think they will.
Be scared. Yes, please.
I liked what Force Center had to say about it in their breakdown. Was that it's easier to say, but B, if they're trying to keep everything secret, they're not going to be running around being like midichlorians. They're just going to be like, how's that M count looking?
Well, also, like, the Empire wants to simplify and streamline everything and make it not special. So, of course, they're going to change the name from midichlorian count to M count. They're going to find a way to make it boring.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I've always, I don't know, like I'm still kind of iffy about it again, just because I just want Omega to be special and in, you know, her own way, and not to say, hey, she has a big M count. This is why, you know, she is special in her own way. Again, that is just a touchy subject all across the board in all of Star Wars. You know, there was just that conversation last, you know, with the last show with you know, Sabine and, you know, all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel yet. I mean, I guess we'll see. It depends how the story plays out. But I mean, I don't know. M count and midichlorians and the Force is always a subject for me. That's just like very, just like, I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. Again, for me, Omega has always been special. So, you know, it's just a cool way to explore more of M count. And I like that we're having that conversation going in Star Wars today. Because that was always just a weird subject before. So I like that we can explore that a little bit more. So the question, I mean, I don't know if I'm answering the question, but it's just like, I don't know. It's a big question mark.
It's tough.
I don't know how I feel yet. It's tough to answer, but you know, I like that we're talking about it. As far as Omega's play into it, you know, I don't want that to just be like the easy way out as to say this is why she's who she is and who she's special. I don't know. my mind might change at the end of the season. You never know.
I feel like they're doing a good job at setting us up for either situation, because I feel like it could be either or. Either she is force sensitive or she's not. And at this point in the story, either could work.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of with you. I don't really want I don't really want this show to end and have it be like, well, yep, Omega was force sensitive. Time to be a Jedi now.
Yeah.
It's like, no, she's a Batcher. She's in the Bad Batch, and that's her thing. So it could be tricky.
I agree. I don't think that she needs to become force sensitive. I don't think she is right now. Maybe her blood does have a high M count, but I think it's more about whatever. I do think there's some sort of adaptation or enhancement that they gave to her. And whatever it is, it allows for Palpatine's clones or any force sensitive clone to not lose M count in the cloning process. But I don't think it makes her force sensitive.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, I love Jedi. I think for me, one of my favorite aspects of Star Wars is Jedi lightsabers, and I love that. But what I like, for me, what's been a really standout in a lot of Star Wars stories are just the ordinary, just people just making a difference in their own way. This is why I love Andor so much. It's just just everyday people just doing a thing. And as much as I love Jedi and just I just I don't know, for me, like, Omega just really just represents she reminds me so much of my niece. It's so funny because she's just this young girl, just has these big personalities, and just really just honest, and just very just sees the good in a lot of things because they're young and just full of life still. And how that can really just always, I don't know, just really, change us as adults, just, seeing a kid and just having, the way they just see things in life is just really impactful. And that's what stands out about Omega. And I don't know, for me, Omega doesn't need an M count, honestly. She's just special. That's just, who she is. And, but again, I like the conversation of midichlorians again. It's it's something that's always been kind of iffy. So it's kind of cool to have that conversation again.
It's true. It's dealing with stuff that when the prequels came out, people were like, ugh, midichlorians, don't like it. And then it's dealing with that, but also it's dealing with the sequels where people would, like me, were like, I don't really like Palpatine coming back, but they're playing with both of those things, and I'm excited about that prospect. I am glad that they're diving into it more.
Yeah. I like what you said about Omega and her reminding you of your niece, because we listen to Force Center podcast a lot, and Jen, who's one of the people on that podcast, she has 2 daughters, and she has said before that the way they've written Omega is so true to what young kids how they would act, what kind of questions they would ask. And she would say, my daughter would ask a question and then Omega would ask the same one as soon as she said it. So they've done such a great job at writing her to be this very it reminds me of the line from Yoda about, what is it? Truly wonderful a mind of a child
Alex,
is.
come on.
You got it.
Yeah. Truly wonderful a mind of a child is, because she just picks up on everything, and she's like a sponge. She can just absorb all these mannerisms and knowledge from all these different people. So that's her superpower, and that's why she can absorb M count.
Yeah.
I think, again, this is a great talking point, and Cassia just sent in a super chat about it. Thank you, Cassia. Maybe Omega's adaptation is copying. Wow. She copies people's skills, like we've seen, and her blood can copy a donor's M count. She's a clone that clones. I really like that explanation.
That is cool.
That is cool. That clones.
Cool.
I could see that. People have since season 1 been like, maybe she's a mimic. Like maybe she just very quickly
Picks
picks things up. But yeah, the idea that everything about her, even physiologically, can clone.
even her
Yeah.
blood cells. Yeah.
I don't know, like it that's a little more nebulous to me than like we made this clone very strong. Like I can kind of understand how they
Yeah.
would maybe biologically do that, but whatever. I'm on
Yeah, for
board.
Mhm.
sure. Same.
Well,
Yep.
we can just dive into some more questions here if we want for a little bit.
Let's do it.
I was going to bring up the super chat from Andrew711. Omega is special. She's adopted team's mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Let's see. From Miles Sylvester, thanks so much. Says hi from the North England. Would you think of either Crosshair or Saw Gerrera as the scapegoats for Tech's death? I like death in quotation marks. Oh, that's a good question, real quick. Silver, how do you feel about Tech? Do you think we might see him again in this season or not?
Listen, I think Fee is very special. I think Tech is very special. I think they both deserve happiness. I don't know. I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm very like, I'm always, when someone dies on Star Wars and, you don't really, no one's really dead, right? Until you really see it happen, right? And, but I don't know. I have no idea. I selfishly would love to see Tech be back and have a happy ending and all that. But at the same time, I'm just very like, I don't know. I feel like a death can serve a purpose for the other characters. So I'm always just like, I don't know what I want. Selfishly, I would love all our characters to always live happily ever after, but I don't know. I'm kind of just, if someone just is gone, maybe let them be gone. And then our other characters are kind of like, yeah, I don't know.
Mm. It's tough because I was 100% on the train that Tech is not dead. I was probably just in denial, but I was like, there's no way he's dead. Like Hemlock had the goggles.
Yeah,
and then I was just thinking, like, if he's not dead, he's probably being like heavily experimented on, and Hemlock is going to turn him into some kind of monster, which is awful too. But now I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, like maybe he is just really gone. It kind of feels like that's what the show is trying to tell us, and I'm having a hard time believing it, but I'm willing to make that acceptance.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I love Tech. Tech is a great character, and Tech has, had an amazing moments in the last season, and we got to really fully realize how great of a character Tech is. But I don't know. I just feel like when we go through moments that are just like, there's tragedy and there's just, difficult things that happen to us in life, I just feel like those are the moments that really like define us. And, for the Bad Batch to lose one of their members, in, how are they going to kind of like face adversity by, experiencing loss and, grieving somebody so close to them. I feel like that, that's just everyday, that's just life. Like, unfortunately things happen. And I don't know. I feel like a moment like that is just so crucial to the batch. It's just I don't know. I just feel like that just serves the story. For them having to just like, listen, we lost one of our own, how can we move on from here? And you never know, like they may blame Crosshair for the, the loss of Tech. And that's just something that they still need to, deal with. And I don't know. Selfishly, I would love Tech to be here, but I also would appreciate what the characters kind of have to face and deal with losing one of their own.
It's a good lesson for everyone, but especially for Omega. You know, everyone has to deal with death of someone at some point in their lives, and it's sad to see someone her age go through losing someone like that, but it's one of those things that you just kind of have to deal with at some point in your life. And to see an animated show about clones showing this story for Omega and showing this child go through this, it's like a big deal, and it's admirable that they would show that and like go there with the story.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't want them to undo it or anything. I think he's gone. But
yeah,
as for who do I blame for it? I definitely blame Saw Gerrera over Crosshair.
We can all agree that was his fault. He's always messing stuff up.
Crosshair wasn't there. They were doing it for Crosshair, but Saw Gerrera is the one that messed everything up.
That jerk.
We need someone to blame.
Yeah, I know. That's how we can all like just portray how we're feeling. I just gotta blame someone. Damn you, Saw.
And honestly, I think Saw would be okay with that. He'd be like, sure, blame me, whatever.
Don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He's Absolutely getting to that point.
Yeah. Probably likes it.
Yeah.
Well, we've kept you for about an hour here, so we'll give you a chance to tell everyone where else can they find you online. Why should they follow you? All that good stuff.
Oh my gosh. These plugins are so funny. Hi, everyone. My name is Silver from Star Wars Thrifting. You can find me all over the internet where Star Wars Thriftings are sold. Mainly on Instagram. And are we calling it X? Twitter? I don't know. Twitter, X. Find me there. I'm a Star Wars fan who loves to go and collect, and I like to collect my stuff at flea markets and garage sales and thrift stores. And DMs are always open if you want to talk Star Wars. Yeah, and I am beside myself that I've even been here with both of y'all on the show, so I appreciate it. It's been a huge deal for me, and yes, that's where we're at.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, and I want to say that I am a fan of what you do because I am not so much in the collecting side of things. Like I definitely have collections of a lot of characters. Mostly got something new for my Cobb Vanth collection today, but for the most part, like I kind of live vicariously through other people like you. So there you go.
Hello, Wikipedia.
Wow, Wikipedia
loves you.
Stop it. Wikipedia, don't you dare. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You both of y'all on this show, you guys have, especially during the pandemic, I watch your guys' show all the time. And it's so funny. My husband, bless his heart, who loves and supports everything that I do. And but when I said, hey, Alex from Star Wars Explained messaged me, wants me to be on their show, it was the first time he ever said, oh, really? So we stand with both of you guys do in this house. So I really appreciate that. But yeah. Oh. But before I go and leave, can you guys both hold your guys' Phantom Menace cup so I can screenshot this? Because this is a huge deal.
Yay.
Gunray's finger pointing.
Yeah, look at. Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Alex makes fun of me for getting the Newt Gunray cup, but I loved that he had a pointing finger. It just felt like so in your face.
So that was Celebration Anaheim, and I left you for, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Look,
and
they sell drinks on the floor, and
you were on the floor. You had a drink or two, and then I show back up, and you were like, look, I got cups. And I was like, Queen Amidala, I get. Why did you choose Newt Gunray?
Yeah.
He just looks like he's about to pick a fight with someone.
Yeah.
And then today, you were like, I'm going to get the cups out for Star Wars Thrifting. And then you gave me Newt Gunray. I would rather have Queen Amidala.
Yeah, Newt Gunray is such a vibe. So we appreciate. So that pointing finger Is that legal, Alex, to have a new gunray
Yeah.
cup? So, but hey, everyone, if you guys don't have a Taco Bell Phantom Menace cups, please do yourself a favor on the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. Get yourself a cup for your movie going experience. I don't know what you put in the cup. I may have a wine or 2 glasses of wine in my cup when I go. So yeah, do yourself a favor.
This could
Amazing
hold a lot of
characters.
wine. You're
This
right.
Yeah, that's like a
holds lot
bottle
of
in there.
wine.
That's
Yeah,
a good idea.
So, but thank you both so much for having me. This was so
Thank
cool.
you. This has been a blast.
Yeah.
Have
Bye,
a good rest of
y'all.
your night. And we're gonna stick around. We're gonna answer some questions here. I jumped earlier down to a specific question, but I wanted to just say thanks to Terry A for becoming a Biggs mega fan on our channel. And we had Scotty Heron just say that he couldn't stick around because he hadn't watched the episode yet, but also wanted to yell at us for not starting at 6:03 and starting
It
at
is
6.
it's a sacred thing.
Well, sometimes. Jar Jar Kinks, thanks for the super chat, says the Clone Zone is the name of an adult store in the UK.
Oh no. That's okay.
Bone Zone I get. Clone Zone I don't know what.
Bone Zone. What did you tell me when we were recording our commentary today? Oh, because it was storming when we were recording our commentary and we were trying to make a play on Bad Batch, and I said Bang Batch.
Yeah, I said like
because it was
Storm Batch.
thundering,
You
and
said Bang Batch. I was like, no, I don't like that.
I tried. Yeah, I was like, maybe not, maybe no.
Cindy K, thank you for this super chat. Love seeing Crosshair and Omega figuring each other out, and that reunion at the end. What's your favorite Star Wars reunion? How we doing? Same as always. That bad, huh? Is my favorite funny one.
Oh man.
The two that jumped into my head first are it's both having to do with Finn and Rey, but the end of The Last Jedi when Finn runs up and hugs her, and the end of The Rise of Skywalker when all three of them just hug in the middle of the celebration. I really like those moments.
I like when they find out Chewie's not actually dead.
We all liked that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I'm talking about it.
Yeah. That was, I mean, it was just a big relief.
So this is a little bit different, but in Obi-Wan, when Obi-Wan finds out about Vader, / Anakin, that's kind of a reunion, but I mean, Ewan McGregor is a phenomenal actor, but I just thought he really nailed that reaction.
I'm trying to think if there's any from like the shows or something, but
I wish it had been better. The Kate, not Kanan, the Hera and Ezra moment at the end of Ahsoka, but it was still like emotional.
It was nice to see.
Yeah.
Cassian and B2 emo. How about that?
Yeah. Tin Man, thanks for the next question. Surprised we're 3 seasons in and still no boss or fixer with the commandos, just Scorch. If we can get Ventress, can we get the other deltas?
We can. I mean, I'm kind of surprised too. Just even if they were just standing around in the background, it is kind of odd that it's just Scorch. But I know Molly is like, you're like, what's the big deal about Scorch?
I don't know anything about the commandos and why people like them, because I didn't play the book. I didn't play the book. I didn't play the games. I didn't read the books or the comics. So I'm just like, why people keep asking about them?
Because they're very specific clones that we got to play.
Okay.
We got to step into their shoes.
Yeah. I get it, but I don't. So
maybe
I'm not the person to ask.
Maybe they're saving full-on Delta Squad for like the end. Because it'll be exciting to see them and it'll be like oh crap moment.
Yeah.
Or maybe they split them all up. Maybe like they're the best of the best. So Scorch went to Mount Tantus, and Fixer went over to here. Like maybe they all had to go to separate locations to run things.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm not alone in it. Amaranth agrees. I'm glad
There's
it's not
dozens
just
of
me.
us.
Because I don't want to be a hater. I just like every time they get brought up, I'm like, what? Okay.
I'm gonna just make you sit down and play Republic Commando, I guess.
I suppose.
Ice, thank you for the next super chats. Really great episode. Really enjoying the dynamic with Omega and Crosshair and seeing them learning to get along. Glad we picked things up there. Looking forward to seeing Hunter and Wrecker's reaction to Crosshair's return, and the title of the next one is The Return. So very fitting. Great tease. I was gonna something in your first one reminded me of. Oh yeah, I was just relieved that this episode picked up there. I was kind of wondering if we would get another episode of just Hunter and Wrecker and what they were doing. And like, but it wouldn't really make sense to be like, we have to find Mount Tantus to rescue Omega when she wasn't even there. So I think this was the smart move. I'm glad that they just kept with them. And now the whole gang's back together.
Yeah, and I agree. I loved seeing Crosshair and Omega have their own little side quest in this episode, like you were about to bring up for tying it to Avatar, like a little Zuko side quest. It's it because we're also watching, we just finished the live action Avatar show, which I liked a lot. It gave me big Zuko vibes.
Yeah.
Cassia has another super chat here. Adding to the Batcher Crosshair parallel, Omega and Crosshair couldn't win without saving all the animals. Crosshair was saved. Now all clones to win. Oh, I like that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
We can't just save one. We gotta free everyone.
Oh, you just gave me chills, Cassia. I like that a lot. I kept on saying that Batcher and Crosshair are very much the same, but yep. You can't just go in and save Batcher alone. Oh, that's good. Well done. You're smart.
See, we were just thinking Jumanji, dinosaurs. We were like, oh, this is fun. But there's always a deeper meaning with Star. There's always a bigger fish.
Spacer V, thank you for the next super chat. Today's episode took place in Poncho City. Dang, look at the TKs looking sharp in their ponchos.
Pancho City.
As what's her name from Parks and Rec would say? Poncho.
Oh, the lady who plays Agatha.
Yeah, Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn, yeah. Her character at Parks and Rec has that great poncho line.
I did really like the TK troopers in that. It seemed like only one of them had the fancy brown coat. Maybe a couple of them did, but that one was looking extra sharp.
You can tell that the Imperials and the troopers on that planet were vibing. They were getting treated pretty well. They had fancy coats. They didn't have any pushback getting money from the bar. It was just like, yeah, they're here. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. It seemed like they had it pretty good until they all started getting eaten.
Right. Ice, thanks for another one. I'm still really liking Crosshair's development. I like how out of his depth he was feeling, out of his depth he was feeling, and how Omega was able to get what they needed with the skills she's learned without drawing undue attention. Yeah, she was being crafty. Oh, on the other hand, I feel like half the episode I was shouting, Crosshair, shut up, because of his moaning, and I was siding with Omega the whole time.
I love that one line where she's like, he says, every second we're on this planet is 1 second closer to the Empire catching us. She's like, well, stop complaining and help.
Yeah, she's like, you're wasting time complaining. Stop it. And he says something like, my talents are not being used. And she goes, noted. Like, get over yourself. It's my turn to like drive this bus.
I did at least at that point. That was when he decided, like, okay, I'll help. And like, so she says noted, with a big smile on her face.
Yeah.
Like, I won.
Stoic Crosshair. We just watched the episode doing our commentary earlier, and Alex decided that Stoic was his new insult for me.
It's not an insult.
Not insult, but
it's just anytime you sass me. That's what I, which is all the time.
It's true.
That's what I'll say. And I already forget why I said it for something, and I already forget what it was.
Oh, what was I saying? Something about the Cobb Vanth toy you just got.
Oh yeah. I think I pulled it out of the box and you were like, oh, another one?
More Cobb Vanth? Really?
Stow it. I don't want to hear it.
I can't talk. Look at all the Grogu's.
I know. Look at all your Grogu's. Mr. Shu, thanks for the next question. The bartender droid. Have we seen that model before? I saw someone in the chat say it was a commander droid, but I didn't recognize it.
It looks similar to a commander droid, but it had little like round eyes down on towards like the middle of its face. I don't know if we've seen that before.
Let me see if I got a screenshot of it. I don't. Oh, there it is.
I did look really cool, and I like how its mouth lit up.
I will pull it up in a second. Stall, Molly.
I will stall by moving on to the next question. Darth Nicholas has the next two here. Thank you. I love how the TK Troopers' cloaks in this episode give off a real Commander Faye and Commander Keller vibes, clones from the Republic comics who wore tunics over their armor. It's for that reason that both of these obscure clones have action figures. Star Wars wouldn't be Star Wars without embracing the rule of a cool trope. Oh, 100%. Like, they can reuse the same not uniform, but the same basic stormtrooper look and just keep adding accessories to it. This one has a cool poncho, this one has a cool coat, and then it's like, yeah, we can sell more action figures.
I mean, that's like the range trooper. They were like, just put a fur coat on him.
Yeah. Rule of cool. There you go.
Always love the rule of cool. I got a picture of that droid. Yeah, I
love his little eyes on the side.
Yeah, that I think that's a new droid to me.
Yeah.
Just a fun little bartender droid, I guess.
Neat.
But it might be something more obscure that I'm forgetting.
Gosh, Alex, you're really losing your touch. If no one else in the chat has recognized it, then I think it's probably new.
So cute. The bartender looks so happy.
He does.
Yeah. I mean, he seemed fine. He's just like, yeah, it's been a pretty good day. Here's your money.
He's just like, I'm chilling. I'm happy to have a job.
Ice, thank you for another super chat. I really liked when Omega throws the money back to Crosshair and just tells him to go if he's going to continue being difficult. Not like he did anything helpful anyway to win them the credits they needed.
Yeah, he's just pouting the whole time and being like,
I don't get to shoot anything.
Yeah. But that's how he's got to learn that can't be his only skill. Like, he needs to work as part of the group. He needs to learn to develop his other skills like the rest of the Bad Batch has done. And I think that's going to be something that we see him do in this season.
Yeah, I hope so.
Darth Nicholas says, Crosshair's disguise in this episode gave me the creeps since it looked exactly like one of the outfits worn by the Cover Ops clones in Republic Commando True Colors, clones tasked with executing clone deserters.
Oh.
Yikes. Someone in the chat, I forget where it was, it's been a while now, so, but someone agreed with me that his helmet thing looked like the A-Wing pilot helmet from the original trilogy, and you said it was Y-Wing, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's A-Wing.
Okay.
It was Green Group. It was Green Leader who had, was it Green Leader? Green Group was A-Wings, right?
Yeah. Does he like that? Are you talking about this thing?
Just the like round piece around his head.
Well, I can pull up a picture of Crosshair too, because I have that. And
I was like,
new little
oh
hat.
yeah, it, It looks kind of like the A-Wing helmet. It's part A-wing, part trucker hat, says MC Lego Boy.
Yeah, I like that it was basically like, is it a metal hat with a brim and everything?
Yeah, kind of looks like it. It's kind of cool. I like it.
Well, Ice has a lot of super chats here. Thank you so much, Ice. That I was still talking about throwing Crosshair the bag. That was all Omega. She could have hypothetically rescued Batcher, gone back, won more credits, and made her own way off the world. Crosshair didn't even think getting some disguises might be useful. Not sure if his quip about Batcher was just sarcasm. It's hard to tell, but come on, dude. You're wearing prisoner uniforms. Get your head in the game. I love that Batcher at the end gave Crosshair a big ol' kiss.
Oh, yeah. He was like, I'm happy you're still here.
I knew you'd come to rescue me.
I keep calling it a he because we have male pets, and I keep just thinking of Batcher as one of our pets, but it's a she.
Is it the B-Wing helmet? And we were both wrong?
Maybe we both were wrong. Yeah, I think it was.
I'll accept that.
The B-Wing. That's okay.
Ice goes on to say, I think the ending of this one just gave episode 2 a new meaning. Omega was concerned with getting the nav data from the shuttle so they could go back to Tantus. Obviously, they weren't able to, but Hunter and Wrecker potentially have the coordinates to the Wayland system from their lead. That at least puts them in the vicinity if Omega can convince them to launch a rescue for the clones. I'm sure she won't need to do much convincing in that regard. Like Rex and the others, I'm sure his network is going to be all about that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking up pictures of helmets now because that's gonna bug me. I can picture the character, but I'm
His
struggling.
name is Arvel Crinid.
No, it's not him.
Well, that's Green Leader.
Okay, it is the B-Wing, and it's a very different looking helmet.
Okay.
What's this person's name?
There are, so like Star Wars Rebels, their A-Wing helmets were a little more substantial. So maybe you were thinking of that. Hold
on. I'll share my screen because there we go. This one, the one that I've got highlighted right here.
That's a Y-Wing.
It says B-Wing.
That guy dies on a Y-Wing. And that's what I said.
I'm so confused. Whatever.
It was probably something that they maybe filmed in a B-Wing.
This says B-Wing too.
I bet they filmed that guy in a B-Wing cockpit, but then when they, in the movie itself, it shows him in a Y-Wing and it explodes.
Y-Wing. Okay. Anyways, Star Wars is silly
nerdiest
and
thing
has
you have ever done.
I'm sorry. Star Wars is silly and has silly helmets. Moving on. But I love seeing them pop up in other places. Can a droid be a Glup-Shido? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at B2 Emo.
I was about to pull that up too.
Look at B2 Emo. Look at Ned B. Look at Clink. Clink is absolutely one of my Glup-Shidos.
A great one, yeah. Any character can be a Glup-Shido. We've even established now on Twitter that events can be Glup-Shincidents. So
yeah, I loved talking about that. By the way, we could do a whole episode on Glup-Shincidents.
It's hard to say, but yes. So Clink your favorite droid, like your Glup-Shido droid? Because I think that's a better pick than like B2 Emo is too well known to be a Glup-Shido in my heart.
Clink is just really cute and like walks around like this. How can you not love it? I don't know if it's my top droid Glup-Shido because I really like Ned B. And I really like the rickshaw droid from the prequels for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
It just has that one fun little line.
Yeah.
I think Clink is a great Glepshido droid. Just like Ned B gets a lot of screen time.
That's true. He's got action figures and stuff, so
I would still accept that as a Glepshido if I asked someone, because he's not Obi-Wan Kenobi or Anakin Skywalker, but yeah, Clink is just kind of, when he was in like episode 5 or 4 of the Bad Batch, but he was first, or that type of droid was first in Resistance. And I just remember seeing it waddle around and I'm like, what is that? I love it.
So cute. Which one's cheap?
Is that another
cheap? Is that I mean, I assume that's a droid.
Oh yeah. Where was cheap from? I recognize it. It actually looks a lot like the droid I made at Galaxy's Edge. They were at the end of Clone Wars Season 7. It was one of the droids that helped Ahsoka get off the shuttle, or the cruiser.
Okay. Huh. I also like, oh man, I used to know the designation of it, but the the delivery droid that delivers Luke and Leia.
Oh,
Uba.
Like the midwife droid.
Uba. Yeah. I don't know. We could do a whole episode about our Glepshidos.
Glepshido droids, Glepshincidents, Glep ships, Shippos,
Glepshippos.
Glepshippos. Ooh, that's good, because there are like some minor ships that pop up where you're like, that's a cool ship.
Yeah.
I would have to sit and think about that for a while, I think.
Yeah.
But Ice, thanks for another super chat. Got a good laugh from that trooper that got cooked, then blaster back from the engines. Like poetry, it rhymes. That's exactly what happened to Crosshair, only the engine in his case was much bigger.
That was such a hilarious moment.
I loved that moment. It's a great action moment. And Star Wars fan 3131, thanks so much for the question. Do you think we'll see regular Stormtrooper armor sometime later this season in the Bad Batch or not? Yeah, so will they fully transition into Stormtroopers by the end of the season?
I would love to see that, because I've loved seeing the slow transition of the armor. So I hope so.
I kind of,
there's an epilogue.
Yeah, there's always an epilogue possibility.
We could get a slightly even older Omega look.
I kind of think because this whole series is about, transitioning away from the clones and the fate of the clones, I think there's a good chance that they could have the full Stormtrooper armor by the end, even if they don't do an epilogue. Have we seen TK snowtroopers? I don't think so, because they went to that outpost last season, and I think they were all just normal. But that was a snowy planet. They should have had snowtroopers. Maybe that's where they got the idea.
They had those rundown clones there with their like patched up armor.
Yeah. What about we're going back to droids, but what about the chef droid from Book of Boba Fett?
The COO droids.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one in one of the prequel movies. Maybe it was episode 2.
Mm-hmm. Flipping pancakes or something.
Yeah. Love that guy.
Cameron Stewart keeping us on topic, and also thank you for the super chat. I hope we don't see Imperial Stormtrooper armor as some sort of menacing reveal, because I want that to happen with a First Order trooper in the New Republic era. Gotcha. That could possibly happen too.
I don't see why both can't happen. Like, I think Star Wars is excuse me, I think Star Wars has always been proud of getting the chance to show the transition of something like that. So
Yeah.
possible, especially since this is the last season. Like we were talking about, an epilogue would be the perfect place for that.
Mm-hmm. Scott Serrato, thank you so much for the question. Have they explained how the millions of clones just go away? Is it really all that they are imprisoned or killed? It seems so dark that they would kill off millions of loyal soldiers like that. Well, I don't think there were millions of them at the end of the Clone Wars because, a lot of them died during the war. I'm sure there's still a lot of them, but I kind of hope that that's something this show does, is that we get kind of here's where all the clones went to live happily ever after if they wanted to. and there's just a clone planet out there somewhere. I hope, because I don't want them all to just be locked up or killed.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of showed us in the second episode what happened to the younger cadets, the clone cadets. They were just kind of shipped off at a bunch of random Imperial places that they were going to continue to do random experiments. So we have no idea how many places like that one exist and how many places they sent those cadets to. So I think that episode worked well to show us that a lot of them did get shipped off to random places, but hopefully we'll be able to see more of them get rescued. And, we also don't know how many Rex and his crew have found and rescued along the way. So hopefully by the end of this season, we'll get a better idea of more and more clones being rescued.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, that's what Rex and his network are all about, is like, we just, for now, are going to focus on saving our brothers. But I've been nervous from the start because we know that Rex and Gregor and Wolf all wind up alone on that random planet in Star Wars Rebels. And I'm like, what happened? Why aren't you off on planet happily ever after?
Maybe they just have that PTSD that is just like, we might not be able to live normal, happy lives. Maybe we need to just go off and do our own thing.
Maybe. But yeah, I'm hoping that I hope we get a solid answer for the clones that isn't too terrible.
Yeah, same.
But I think we are going to wrap it up for today.
Real quick.
Oh.
Thanks, Sir Rollins, for being a big Smega fan.
Thanks, Sir Rollins.
Now we can end the show.
Just everyone's saying, "Where's Echo? Where's Cody? Where are all the cadets?"
I know. I'm sure we'll see them again.
I don't think they're gonna. I hope that Cody isn't just off. I hope he has a return. We know Wolf is going to be in the season because of the trailer. So, and I'm sure Echo will be back at some point. I think they're just focusing on the main cast and getting them back together.
More importantly, where's Hauser?
Yeah, okay. I'll say, where's Hauser? I know that he only pops up like once or twice a season, but where's the hot clone?
Where's the hot clone? Where's that very attractive man?
We all want to know where the specifically hot clone is. But we're gonna wrap up now. We're gonna go cook some dinner. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. We are unfortunately not able to do a Lego stream tomorrow, but we will be back next Wednesday to talk about episode 5. And I believe we have Nerd Academy podcast scheduled for that. They will be our guests next week.
Nice.
So yeah. Thank you all for watching and hanging out. May the force be with you and all that good stuff.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for all the super chats. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.